Okay, so the million-dollar question for you is what's harder, finding love or going through special ops training?
Ooh, well, that is actually, in this a small amount of time, this special forces training was definitely like physically and mentally demanding. The after effects, probably finding love, but I think a lot of people could say that. Yeah.
And aren't you supposed to be enjoying retirement? What are you doing?
Oh my gosh, I know, seriously. Like, I felt like I was, in a split second, was like back, like on the Olympic podium. There were moments of like feeling that feeling. And then I was like sitting, in our cot, like on our cots next to each other, as like Hannah was saying, like flies buzzing. Like, I've never been more dirty and just like freezing and like so uncomfortable. And I think that's where I was like, wait a second. And then like the unknown. And I think that's really what I struggled with. Like, going into the Olympics, I was the most prepared I had ever been in my entire life for that moment. For this moment, it was the complete opposite, and I think I've always struggled with that. Like, I am an over-preparer at, like, just everything. So I do think it kind of, like, helped me let go of, like, some control of, like, you can't always be prepared. Like, sometimes you don't know what, like, and I'm such a planner, and we had no idea what was to come. Like, every moment, not even the next day. Like, it was like, do we get to sleep for 5 minutes or 5 hours? Like, you don't know when you're going to be called,
I went back into my comfortable fight or flight.
Yeah.
PTSD, comfort.
Yeah,
I've been here before.
I was like, I'm in my element. And I was like,
Being
teach me
scared
your
at all
ways.
times. Yeah, I got this. Yeah.
And like, cameras like witnessing it all.
Oh.
Well, that was the thing that was interesting because, like, there were cameras witnessing every little moment, but you're not aware of it. That's what people I don't think are going to understand. Like,
Not a single camera.
you don't see a camera. It is just us and the directing staff. It is not like anything. I've done a few reality TV shows. Like, this is different. This was like a whole experience that was all encompassing. So now I'm looking back and I'm like, that was captured. Okay. So that was on. That's going to be on camera. Okay, great.
We'd go back into like our barricade, and we'd be like, "Oh, okay." Like, like the staff would let us go, like from a task or something, and it's almost like you feel like you want to like take a deep breath and relax for a second because like we're behind closed doors, but like there was like 30 cameras inside our, not 30, but like at least 10.
But honestly, it's so uncomfortable. I did not care at all. I walked around in my underwear in my boots.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm so freaking hot. I don't care. We don't have a raise. You can't shave. You can't do anything.
No kidding.
Oh yeah,
It was bad.
Day one, I think we ran out of water because we didn't realize we had a share, and we didn't realize like someone was always in the shower when we would get called to like the parade square, and it was like, go help them get their clothes, someone get a towel, like, because it's like teamwork, like, and that's what I think you don't realize going in. Like, if one person gets in trouble, we all get in trouble.
Yeah.
So
Like the canteens, when it wasn't
yes,
completely full.
exactly. So you start not just making sure your water bottle is full, but like if you think of yours, then you're thinking of like making sure, like, guys, water bottle check. Like, literally, we would just like scream, like, does everybody have their helmet? Does everyone have, it was like roll call for everyone.
Sweat stains were the last thing on my mind at this point. Like, that is a very humbling, vulnerable experience.
Especially standing here today in different outfits,
I'm like,
full glam.
Fabulous, by the way.
With this background, I'm just like, oh, it feels wrong. Like, to be.
But we were saying, I think that's also something that I'm really proud about being a part of this experience, is because we see people on social media and on TV, they always like look perfect and they have a filter on. Like, there's no filter, there is no makeup, we got a toothbrush and a bar of soap, and that's it. And but you also, it's not about that. It's about like really that inner mental and physical strength that you're going to see, and I hope people are inspired about. And that's also the last thing people are talking about too.
And I think like these moments that we have, like, you have to remember, like, we were so privileged to be able to learn and be directed by our directing staff, but they experienced that actually, and I think for us, we knew at the end, this is a TV show, like, not that it was like easy, but it was like, okay, we go home after X amount of days, right? And it's like, they lived that life. And so I think like, TMI, I started my period, and I was just like, okay, this sucks. And I'm like, you know what? But like some people have to do that. That happens.
You have to worry about like their own lives.
Exactly.
You know, in combat.
Exactly. And you're worried about like what you're gonna look like on TV. Yeah. And like so that went out the window. It was at like day
Some
one.
great screen grabs.
Yeah, for sure.
The memes. Oh, you guys, the memes. Okay, well, one more question. What's the first thing that you guys did when you got home?
Well, I went on a wonderful like European excursion.
We thought you were a little crazy for doing that.
Oh yeah, I left. I was
on
like,
my bed so bad.
Yeah.
Like
no, I went on like a
month later. She finally was like, "Hey guys, I'm back." And
But
I
that
was
was like my I was like,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna be in Italy after this.
Yep.
I'll be okay. So it actually helped me.
That's your treat.
Yeah,
Some
but
people want Italy, some people want their beds,
Yeah.
you know? I mean, I love Italy, but like in
Yeah.
that moment, I was like, I can't imagine getting on a plane to go anywhere else but my home. And the fact that like you literally went to multiple different countries after, I was just like, this girl.
it was my first time, like, as people know, like I got to travel for the first time on The Bachelorette. This was my first time out of the country, and this was the first time that I was able to travel on my own, and it ended up being around the time that this show was happening, and so it was also like a great celebration of like finally like doing this,
Making it on your own.
yeah, making it on my own and doing this like really incredible, crazy experience and then being able to celebrate that. So like I was not going to miss that. But I think people were a little bit like questioning who this girl was that looks like she's been in the desert and the woods for like far too long.
Junkie. That's what you are. You really are.
I think I am a little bit.
Yeah, I think you definitely are, like, especially after that. And I think that was one of the coolest parts, like Hannah mentioned, like, you know, we follow each other on social, we follow other people, we think we know what someone's like. You never fully understand until you are put in a situation like this, and it's like true, not in a bad way, but true color, your real self comes out because you are the most vulnerable, you are the most like unfiltered, you know, like both like physically, mentally, like on all levels that you'll ever be in your life. And so I think that's why like our bond together, like we went through something that like I don't know if, you know, most people ever will be able to like experience. I thought like I had this, and I do have an amazing bond with my Olympic teammates, but this took it to like a different level because we were like, I mean, and again, that bond is so incredible, and this bond was like so special, very similar to like my Olympic teammates, but on a different level because like the uncomfort and the misery that we felt at times was just like, let's just help each other. Like, how can we, you know, it was really, really special.
Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Yeah.